Hi everyone, it's me Darlene with sirens somewhere. I'm at the therapy office. Joe just went inside, so I will be sitting out here for an hour, talking to you for a little bit, and also crocheting. I brought the pieces that I've been making for the second scrappy Afghan. I loved the first one so much. I'm going to start crocheting the white border around those instead of making more pieces. I'll still probably make some more pieces, but I want to start getting the white border. I would have been doing that as I go, but I wasn't sure that I wanted to do that. And I am still making changes, with the blocks. I could just sit and do that for hours. Just, okay, what if I put the hook here and I take the thread and I pull it this way, well, the yarn, and I just try different things. So at some point, I want to do some of those videos to show you, like, how I do the single crochet border stitch. I call it the border stitch, and I start and end every row with a single crochet. So far, that works great for anything not taller than like a half double. But if I did like double crochet and I do the single crochet border edge, it makes the piece puffier, so that's good too. But I will find some good ways to make the edge really clean with the taller stitches, because then you're not like putting your hook through holes, big holes. I just like things to be better than that. I love it so much. I'm having so much fun. Yeah, so I'll be doing some crocheting with this guy here. Huh, puppy? He has, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. It's a gray fluffy bed. That was one of Chloe's beds. Chloe's mother said to me the other day, we were walking and he was playing with Chloe, and she had a bed outside on the patio for Chloe. And I said, geez, Rocket needs a bed like that. And she said, we have an extra bed. She says, Chloe has 5, but she only likes 4 of them. So she said, would you like one for Rocket? And I said, absolutely. If you want to give away a bed, we'll take it. And so she did. And we're trying to see if he likes it in the car. What are you doing? Oh, that's right. He's hyper, because Joe's never seen him roll around in what I'm calling anise, because I believe that is exactly what it is. And no, don't keep telling me it's a dead animal was there, or somebody peed or shit there. An animal, I hope. I hope not a person. But because I've looked up the leaf, it looks like anise, and it is considered like the catnip for dogs. Makes them wild and crazy. Now, Joe used to hear me tell about this when I would bring Skylar here. And so he's like, where's that stuff you're telling me that he used to roll around in? I said, you watch. And I showed him, like, it's like right over there. So I just walked with Rocket, and when we got to that spot, Rocket just does a nosedive into it. And it was so funny, and he just goes crazy. Rocket, come here, honey. Come here. I want you to relax. Come here. Sorry, Mama got you high. Sorry about that, sweetie. And so that was cute. And then he was scratching. He does a little scratch with his hind legs mostly, but his front legs too. Like usually after bathroom duties, but after he rolls around in that stuff, he fucking scratches like crazy. And we both started cracking up, because at one point he was scratching so fast that he like lifted his 2 front paws and was just scratching in the air. And I said, look, he's doing a dance. And he goes, his front paws weren't even touching the ground. I was like, I know. That was funny. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, Rocket's crochet blanket. Okay, I'm so pissed. In the crochet finale, I had to break and say to you guys that I didn't have some footage. And I'm so mad, because what I did is I had recorded, and I know I had the camera. It was in my hands and in my eyeball. I had the camera showing you guys how he was so afraid that he was not supposed to go on that Afghan, because I said to you guys something like, oh, let's see, what Rocket does. I'm going to tell him that he can get on the bed and be on the blanket. And he just didn't want to. And finally he did, and And I can't believe that I lost that. I was like, I know I just didn't cut to showing those other pieces. I know I recorded something, and now I remember it was that. And it's a big bed, and I had moved, you know, his blanket wasn't on the bed. And so when he got on the bed, he just did like army crawling back and forth on the side of that. And I'm like, you can get on the blanket. And he just didn't know. He was going crazy. He was so happy. And then he crawled, army crawled on the blanket. And then he just did not want to leave that blanket. But all he did was just, the car's very close to me, and it's a big man getting out of the car. My window's open, so I have to be quiet now. I hope he can get out of the car without hitting my door. I have to be very, very quiet. I'm scared. Oh, jeez. You're all right. You scared me, Rocket. It's okay. You're good. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You don't have to bark. It's just a man, honey. Okay? Yes. He's not gonna do anything. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Good boy. Mwah. Okay, go sit. Okay, and so he just wanted to be in that on the Afghan, and I said, "That's your Afghan." And then I went in the other room, and then I came and I noticed some yarn was pulled here and there. Oh, because I also noticed that one whole corner he wanted to like dig, and there was various places where the yarn was pulled through, like, you know, just pulled. So I said maybe that got caught on his nails, or maybe he tried scratching there and that wasn't working for him. But I said, well, we'll try again. So I just straightened it all out, and then he was on there, and he's just going nuts. And yeah, and one of his toenails got caught in the Afghan. I knew that would happen. I knew. Didn't matter, you know, if it could be for him or not, because I just did not want to sell that one. But I am going to try backing it. Since I can't really use it for him, I might as well experiment and do other things. But yeah, so he cannot have his crocheted Afghan, and I'm very, very sad because he really liked it. Like, he thought that was so cool. I'm sure he did. He let me take lots of pictures of him on it. Yes, and people were giving me ideas for the backing, and I want something knit. And when I say knit, you know, like t-shirt fabric is knit. It's very easy to put a small hook through, and then I could do like an edging, all with crochet thread, which is, you know, sturdy, or you sew something all around the edges, and then you can crochet into that thing. There's lots of ways to do stuff, but I want knit because I want it to be stretchy like the Afghan, and I don't have to worry so much about, is it perfectly even, is it going to bunch up. I'll do something. And so I'm going to be doing the next scrappy Afghan. I'm so anxious to show you some tips and tricks that I'm learning just by experimenting so much with crochet. And then I want to start another quilt, but I don't know. I want to start the Christmas quilt. I wanted to do that one once per month because last year I did 2 per month for 6 months on that. And I thought I could do 1 block per month, but January's gone now, so I fucked up and wasn't able to do it because I had a lot of series starting. But I do want to do another Christmas quilt. Still not sure. It's going to be scrappy no matter what. I also want to do some oddball quilts that won't really be much of a series, maybe just 2 or 3 episodes. And one of them is, we can't let me forget to do the one with the flannel shirts that I got, even though I did get hate because I would be destroying the shirts. And I understand that I should have just left those shirts there for somebody who really needed them. And I can promise you those shirts were going in the dumpster if not enough people were going by who might want those shirts. So I feel no shame and no pain having taken some shirts that somebody left out there, pretty much just saying, we don't want these. Does anybody want these? If not, we're right there at the dumpster and somebody can throw them in the dumpster. And I saved those shirts, and I'm going to give those shirts a new life by turning them into a quilt of some kind. And it's funny, when people hate that, there are also people that will hate somebody taking a quilt and cutting it and making clothing, because I see that all the time. People will just get an old quilt at a thrift store, pay next to nothing for it, save it from going to a landfill, and they take it home and they make a beautiful jacket out of it, and people are like, you destroyed something that someone made, a work of art they made with their own two hands. And it's like, yes, and now it was being saved as a jacket. People just have a lot to complain about. What are you doing down there? Huh? Get up here, you silly dog. But I have no problem cutting up the shirts, because I was going to go to the thrift store and buy shirts anyway to cut up, because I want to show people how to recycle the shirts that they might have in their closet. So I might do that. I think I want to start having some polls, because sometimes I want to do like 2 or 3 things, and I know I just have to pick one and do one at a time for that certain thing. And I could put it as a poll and let you guys decide what you'd want to see next. It's a good way to act like I give a shit. And it is a good way to engage with my audience. You know, it's just, I wasn't like that for a long time. I wasn't engaging. I just wanted to do my shit, and I didn't want the world to even be there. Because I always said, and I still, for, you know, the most part, kind of don't really think about the fact that the things that I say on a video are things that anybody's going to hear. I just record for myself, like right now, just talking foolishness. And I put it up there, and I just say, oh well, I just forget about it. But it is different, you know, now that I'm someplace where I see people who actually watch my videos. In Maine, I didn't go anywhere. I could say anything I wanted. I could talk about relatives and, you know, things that nobody would ever see me anyway. And nobody really watched. In my family didn't really watch. Nobody does now either. But there's people out that I see in the bars who watch my videos, and that's a different kind of feeling. And I just have to like turn it off when I go out. It's like, you know, people don't like usually come up to me and say, oh, I saw your video and this and that was funny, or that was dumb, or I can't believe you said that. They did at first when they got to know me, and then they're like, oh, you make videos? So of course they're curious, but most people don't give a shit anymore. I'm doing handheld because I don't want to set up my tripod. I'm going to be cutting in like this, I think, more often, because I just cut out about 10 minutes of footage of me just talking, and I don't want to even bother editing that. So now I'm jumping into a little story of Joe's, and I didn't have a way for you to know what the hell I was talking about. So I'm explaining to you. That's what you're going to hear right now, one of Joe's little dream episodes. Like last week, he was in bed. It was kind of early, but he was asleep. So, you know, probably like 8 o'clock. And I was in my sewing room, so just a little bit down the hall. Sleeps in the living room. The bedroom is in the living room. And I hear him say, do you want, and I didn't understand the last word. So I said, what? And he didn't answer. So I got up and I went to his bedside and I said, what did you say? He goes, do you want some acid? And again, I mean, I'm talking to you with my eyes open, but he's very, very, like, just on his pillow. Do you want some acid? I mean, all I think of is drugs, right? He was a drug addict. So I go, why would you think I want some acid? And he goes, because you were here looking for the acid. I said, I wasn't here looking for the acid. And I said, do you have acid? He goes, yeah, I've got acid. I said, what kind of acid? He says, battery acid. And now it made sense to me, because, It was either that day or the day before that he worked on his battery to put the different thing that, you know, goes on the thing. That was like rusty or eroded. His battery. I thought he was like relapsing in his dreams. What is that? And then there was another one. Oh, I enjoy that so much, but I hope it's. Oh my God, that car almost hit the other car. He was backing up. I don't understand people who have to back into a parking lot. I don't. Wow, that scared me. This one was weird. He's in bed. Okay, this time we're in bed, and he's just laying flat on his back. I'm probably on my iPad. I'm wide awake. Without looking at me, he's just straight ahead. He goes, "Is somebody in bed with us?" I said, "You mean Rocket?" He goes, "No, a man." I said, "No, there's no man in bed with us." And he's just like stiff as a board, and I'm on this side of him. He goes, "Look right there." So I lift my head and I look aside him. I go, "No, Joe, there's no man there." He goes, "He is right there." And he's like whispering. He goes, "He's sitting right there on the bed, right next to me." And I said, "No, there's no man." And he stops. And I just laid down. And he turns his head and he says to me, he goes, "He's gone." He's like, "Okay." I know some of you must think it's awful that I'm laughing at this, but I just think it's hilarious. It's the way he says things. My windows are wide open. And one time, I think I might have told this one a long time ago, I come in and he goes, "Did you just come here with long blonde hair and a black dress?" I said, "No, that wasn't me." He goes, "I didn't think it looked like you." And I was like, what the hell? The fact that he had to ask me if I had long blonde hair and a black dress. Oh my God. I'm looking to see if other people have their windows open. Okay. I guess I'm going to stop now. Oh my God, I hope I'm recording. Oh, phew, I'm recording. You rolled way too much in that stuff. Mama, no, Mama can't let you do that anymore, honey. I think it actually bothers his skin. It's like an allergy thing. Mommy's going to give you a nice bath when we get home. All right, you guys, I think I'll say goodbye now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.